In the community today, and as I'm learning, there are more women looking for men today. Statistically, there are more
That's
single
cool.
ladies in church than men. There are men that what they are looking for is bigger than their mouth. The abundance or many options thing comes from a lot of factors. I've met some guys, both in real life and on social media, where the person they want to get with is the Instagram baddie, the ones that want to travel 2 or 3 times a year and no longer believe in dating apps. Like I said earlier, people go to dating apps for different reasons. Some people are just there for hookup.
Paradox of choice. Is African dating or just shopping? In African cities today, everybody is talking to somebody, but nobody is actually committing. But there is the real question: are we dating or are we just shopping? The illusion of endless option. Let's be honest. How many of these options are serious? In Lagos, Nairobi, Kigali, Sudan, Nigeria, South Africa, everyone says, I am looking for someone. But for what exactly? What exactly are we actually looking for? Today, I have with me someone very special, Miss Abim Bola Olobayo. She's an operations manager and the curator of the Lush Circle, a dating event planning organization. Permit me to welcome her to the LHC podcast. Abimbola, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Inka.
All right. Um, I think this will be a relatable scenario. There is this 32-year-old woman. She's dating 3 men on different platforms. Uh, one has wealth, is wealthy. The other one is very flashy. Then there's this one that is gentle and all that. In African dating today, what is the real competition?
So when you say competition,
Yeah,
what do you mean?
I mean that is it about money? As in, is it about what the guy has or what the lady has? Is it about her educational background or about his educational background? Or what exactly are our young people looking for?
When they're considering a potential partner?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, I'll start from your introduction about the paradox of choice and how people have so many options, and then we can come to this particular question. Is that okay?
Yeah, so there are so many options from the church to mosque to events
Dating
centers to
apps,
dating apps. I mentioned a
social
couple of
media,
them,
yeah.
and yet at the end of the day,
There's still a lot of single people.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So when I hear about this abundance culture or the many options available to young single people, and then the fact that there are still a lot of single people, I think about a couple of factors that affect dating today. So first of all, there's this false sense of abundance. The example you gave about the young lady earlier, somebody who is dating 3 different people. And when I say dating here, it's sort of relative, right? Because is she really dating those people? From my learnings, because I mean, you spoke about the Lush Circle, and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll still get to that and how I came by.
I think you must have
Just
pretty a lot of experience for you to have to create a, a
uh,
dating
I
environment for people. That means you'll have done research, you'll have experience, and you have been able to give us an insight into what more insight into what it should be.
Well, I wouldn't say so much about experience. Research, yes, definitely.
Yeah,
And learning from, I'm a lifelong learner. I always find learning opportunities in any
we
situation.
all do.
So, exactly. So, I always just glean. I also talk to people a lot, like just hear what's going on in their head. So, it helps me get their perspective. And from my experience, from the experience of other people, and just learning about them, I've seen that the abundance or many options thing comes from a lot of factors. Yes, you have all the dating apps. You have the iHappy, Bumble. I have been on a couple, right? Then there's this dating communities as well, where they tell you, come, pay me. I'm going to look for somebody who is going to be compatible with your whatever you're looking for in a partner. I have
Personality.
done that as well.
Wow.
And then there is the social media apps, Instagram, Twitter. There are testimonials of people who have found their partners on these apps, right? So now you're a guy, you're talking to 5 different ladies, and you're a lady, you're talking to 3 different men. Is talking. There's not there's really no commitment happening, right? And so because you think you have these options, you get on the dating apps, you swipe and swipe and swipe, you start talking to the person, maybe they give you attention, maybe they don't. It affects you, like, is something wrong with me? And then some people even get to the part of getting friend zoned, because I was talking to somebody last week or this week, and he says, oh, I have a lot of girls that I'm talking to on Instagram, and but we've gotten to that level where I've just friend zoned all of them. Why? His reason was, I can't keep taking ladies on first dates that I don't know that something is actually going to click with them or not. Because in the Nigerian culture, if you invite a lady out to go out on a date, you are the one that's going to pay. And he says Lagos is too expensive. I'm
It's a
going
lot
to
of
have to pay for
investment.
this date. And I don't even know if I will end up liking this person or not, right? So that's a factor. This person now, and I asked a genuine question, like, are you really looking for a serious committed relationship right now, or you're just scouting? And he says, I have a, for lack of better words, target of getting married. He said, don't worry, I'm getting married this year or not. I'm like, okay, you're getting married, but you're not committed to anybody yet. He says, no, I'm not. Why? Because of the fear. So it's
What exact fear? That is one. Secondly, is it that when the individual is going into this app or going into these events places, and is it that they don't have a mind of, okay, this is the kind of person I want, or is that kind of person not available on those? Okay, let's start with the apps on those platforms.
I mean, I know you were going to get to it eventually, but the apps was sort of like what inspired me to start the Lush Circle, right? Now, again, like I said, I've been on the dating apps. I've been on those ones where they're saying, come pay me, and then I'll find you a woman, or I'll find you a man that fits your dating profile. When for somebody to do that, it means they're very intentional about who they want to
Yeah,
date.
of course.
Now, the dating apps, they're like digitized form of people's profile. Oh, I'm female, I'm 30 years old, I like watching football. For some people, these are the kind of movies that I like. This is you setting up a profile. So I'm a guy, I come and like, oh, okay, this is what she likes. And she doesn't look too good, because now you have to also upload your pictures that show your good side, like, oh, this is me at work, or this is me at a party. And then the guy comes, he swipe, 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 right? The guy probably knows what he's looking for, but you can't get a good sense of somebody by just reading their profile.
And by just looking at their pictures,
Thank
there
you.
has to
Because
be
when
interactions.
exactly, and that's why we came up with the Lush Circle. So we're saying, yes, it's okay to look at these profiles, but how about you have a platform where you can see people in real life and talk to them?
Okay, don't you
Right?
think that looking at profile already gives you like a measure of sieving out in the lots of people? Okay, it's just like going to an event now, and or like we are here, we have 5, 6 guys at the end production team here. There are guys there. So having the profile is already sieving out that, okay, for me, for me now, if I say I want a teacher, it's a teacher I want, and then I'm seeing a picture of somebody who is an accountant. Already, the picture that I've seen has already,
So you know that you don't want to
slimlined.
be with an
Yeah, so
accountant.
there won't be need for me to start going to waste my time. I already know that I want a teacher. Okay, she's going to be 5 feet plus tall. Okay, she is. Okay, she's going to be this, she's going to be that. That already has given me an idea instead of me scouting and not being able to get commitment. So I feel that with that alone, there should be commitment. So what exactly is the challenge with the commitment?
For on dating apps, people are there for different reasons. I think I learned that already. I was on Bumble a few years ago, and I matched with a guy, and today we are friends. We are
Okay.
not dating. I don't think we didn't even ever date. It was 2020. It was that year people got killed.
What was the issue?
We
What are you
got
both what
talking.
are you both afraid of?
We got talking.
What are you both afraid of?
We
What are you
got
both afraid of missing out?
we
What is the exact thing?
so we got talking, and I don't know if I should say it was the circumstance of like the situation at that time. It was
That got you talking or that stopped
no,
you
we
from
swiped, we matched with each other
okay.
on Bumble, the app, right?
Yeah.
Because I matched and then he responded, and I found out that we had a couple of things in common, right? Like um we liked the same kind of music, movies. He was in tech, I'm in tech, and so but then we never got to that bit of actually committing. Again, this was 6 years ago. I think that if I'm not going to go on any other dating app, right? Because I don't think that they work. I no longer believe in dating apps. Like I said earlier, people go to dating apps for different reasons. Some people are just there for hookup. And I don't know about the percentage, but a larger percentage of people on dating apps just want to meet with people, have sex, and move on with their lives.
I know
That's the harsh truth,
okay, I know
right?
about a couple that they are very popular now that you know. Ling and is it Ling and Tin? That the musician that got married to a lady in the US, they saw on a dating app or on
No, of
Instagram.
course, there are
And
success
they have
stories.
been married for 8 years now.
There are success
Lambo.
stories.
Lambo is a musician. He's a Nigerian. He left here to go and marry the lady outside of Nigeria. And they've
There are
been married for
success
8
stories.
years.
I'm
Yes.
not disputing that. There are definitely success stories of people who met on dating apps, and then people who even met through those dating communities where you pay and then you get connected. The success stories, however, I don't think they are as much as the ones that, like I said, people are on those apps for different reasons. Yeah.
Okay.
So like when you're on the you are serious about dating, you go on the app, you match with someone, the conversation can go in any direction. Oh, now you want to connect to the person on social media, you're trying as much as possible to give this level of energy, but the other person is not returning the same energy. So you're at loss. And then you put in so much, you're expecting a response. At the end of the day, you're left hanging. And for the other person as well, depending on whatever space they're in, they may not be at the same wavelength as you. So yes, you can be on the dating app and just get stuck at casual dating, because I've also learned that there are two levels to dating. There's casual dating and then there's committed or purposeful dating. So for the dating apps, a lot more people are just stuck at that level of casual dating where all you do is talk and do the getting to know you bit, but not actually going deeper to make commitments and
But
take it further.
I feel that because you have met and all that, it should be like a building process
Yeah.
where you
But
now
then it
make
takes two.
commitments.
It takes two.
So why are we on that platform then? If we cannot
Again,
build.
people are there for different reasons, right? So if somebody is there to just say, this is an easy platform, because trust me, ladies like that and there are guys like that who are like, if somebody is here, then they will be willing to hook up, right?
Okay.
And then people just want to get physical with you before getting to know you. And if you're that person who doesn't know how to, who doesn't have their own personal values to know
Okay.
that, yes, I want to get to casual dating where I'm learning about,
This
the
person.
basic stuff. Where are you from? What's your favorite color and all of that, the cute stuff at the beginning of a relationship before you then get to the deeper level of, okay, how does this person make financial decisions? How is their relationship with their family? What do they think about this concept and this concept and this concept? How do they love? How do they feel seen? All those deeper conversations.
Yeah.
People don't get to that level. It just stops at, oh, how are you? What did you eat today? How was work? And then it goes to die, right? So it's like a loop. You do that with somebody and then you're like, oh, she doesn't know how to communicate, or he doesn't know how to communicate, and then rinse and repeat. The cycle just keeps going.
And you don't think that those people, for example, you think don't know how to communicate, can learn from
course
you,
they
or
can.
they are teachable?
Well, it gets to a point where at the Lush Circle is something that we are also sort of cooking, right? Can I talk about the Lush Circle real quick?
Yeah, why not?
So we, like I said, we started the Lush Circle with a mind of getting people to come to talk to each other. It was strictly going to be a speed dating thing. We had a speed dating event last year, October. And then from that event, we learned some lessons and decided, you know what, let's go back to the drawing board and do some more work, right?
Maybe before we get there, we should look at something.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll still get to where you are now. We'll finalize with it.
Okay.
Okay. We know nowadays that many couples or many young people, especially the guys, they like, I've met a couple of guys, I was asking them, oh boy, you never married now, what thing they happen? You promising? We said, no, I need to be ready. Ready how? You're a matured man, you're intelligent, you have emotional intelligence. You're a mature lady, you have emotional intelligence, you are a leader of men. You are a leader of men, like in your organization, you are holding a position where you have people who believe in you, they follow you, you direct them, you help them reposition their life towards their life goals and all that. So what? The guy said, oh boy, I want to have a house first. I want to have this number of cars first. I want to have, is this positioning or a deliberate lack of commitment or irresponsibility? What do you think in that line? What do you think in that?
That's a tricky question.
Because this guy has...
Okay, I'll answer that question from both perspectives.
Okay.
As the woman on the other side. And I mean, I can't think for guys, but I've spoken to a couple of them along this line, right? Because again, because I started doing this, talking to people just gives me
a better insight into what the issues are.
So, talking as a woman, well, I would say that I'm a career person.
Okay.
I started work immediately after service year. So, I've been working for 10, 11 years now, right? There are a lot of people like me, whether they're in business or they're entrepreneurs, like they own their own businesses, or they are professionals, 9-to-5ers, who have a certain expectation to say, oh, my man must be this. Again, we're all looking for different things in our potential partners. Yeah. And then on the other end, there's also the man who says, who is a professional or an entrepreneur, owns his own business. And like you said, I want to have a house, I want to have a car. Mind you, there are ladies who are also like this way, like, I used to have that mindset, right? So I'll use myself as an example, like, oh, there's a certain level of income that I want to have because I believe
financial stability.
Thank you very much. So,
which is also very important.
Yeah, because I don't want to see myself as depending on or being a liability on any man that I want to be with. So I get it from the perspective of the man wanting to be self-sufficient and financially free. To a certain level, and there are ladies who would only look at that when they are looking at a potential partner. But I would say that there's a level it will get to where it becomes a blocker right? Whatever your income level is as a man, I think that if a meaningful relationship that will lead to marriage is something that you're looking for, regardless of your income level, you can make it work. So far as you meet the woman that also is on the same level of understanding as you, right? Now, this is what I mean. You know, there are gatesmen and drivers and people you will call like the lower class of men who are married and surviving. I mean, their quality of life or standard of living may be below what you would want as a man. But I think that as a man, there's a level that you get to in life, in your career, like you've mentioned. This person is a team lead, he's a manager. There are people that report to him at work, or he even owns his own business, and there are people that look up to him. If you are at that level where you're now ready to make a committed relationship, and you look out, you know the quality of qualities you look out for in a woman, then you should be able to take stock of what you're doing right now, right? I think the problem is some people overshoot. And forgive me, I'm going to say something that is going to seem
kind of pressure.
Controversial. Yeah,
Okay.
the kind of pressure that you put on yourself as a man is what will stop some people. So first of all, there are men that what they are looking for is bigger than their mouth. Forgive me. I'm being, like, this is keeping it real. No, this is keeping it real. So I've met some guys, both in real life and on social media, where the person they want to get with is the Instagram baddie, the ones that want to travel 2 or 3 times a year and do all the different things. And there are also so many other factors. As a man, you are in a family setting, whether you're the first, second, or last born. You have parents that definitely you have to take care of your siblings.
This is Africa, Nigeria,
exactly.
generally.
Black tax is real,
yes.
right? People are depending.
It's just natural
on you
here in Africa that we just take it that way and say, "Oh, I have a younger brother, I have uncles, I have nephews that I have to attend to."
I mean,
and
we know how it is that somebody somewhere trained you. The person is now looking up to you to say, I will eat the fruit of my labor.
Or even the person is looking up to you to train someone else. It's like
very much.
passing around values.
Yeah.
Value chain from, okay, somebody has helped me, I need to help someone else.
It's just normal.
Yes.
That's like literally my life, right? So now you are the man, right? You have these responsibilities. When you're thinking of relationship and building a family, you're bringing somebody else with her family into the picture. So now you have to maintain your life, maintain your family. You also have to think of, okay, I am no longer one person taking care of just myself and my family. You're also bringing in other people into the picture. By other people in Yoruba culture, or even in like the Nigerian culture, if you're marrying somebody, you're not just marrying the person, you're marrying the whole family. So putting that kind of unnecessary pressure on yourself is what would get some men stuck, right? Like, meet with real people. In the community today, and as I'm learning, there are more women looking for men, and by that I mean, like I said, we have to go back to the drawing board. And what I'm trying to do now is curate a community where we will now look out for qualities that you're looking for in a partner, and then the events or the future speed dating events will now be properly created, where you have a first view of what this person looks like, and then you agree to come to real life.
Is it actually that these men are irresponsible, or it is pressure, Tiwa, pressure everywhere?
So I wouldn't call them irresponsible. For some of them, they operate from a place of ignorance. And that's the truth. Yeah. Because I'm also learning that some men don't know how to date. Yeah. Before I was speaking to some men wanting to bite more than they can chew. So you know your income level. A gate man, and sorry for using them as an example, would not. It would be very rare for a gate man to approach a woman that is a 9 to 5 and say, I want to marry you, right? I mean, this is us just being realistic. So you
Okay.
know your income level, you know.
But I think that only happen in this environment, or maybe the ladies themselves don't give that room for someone. Somebody can be like in my office. Let me give you an example. A gate man was moved from a gate to the newsroom. Like someone who is a gate man for years
Was he educated?
is educated. There are so many people who are educated who are gate men.
Exactly.
But
So
if you
there are-
don't give that room, or if somebody
you won't
doesn't
even
discover,
learn about it. So,
yes,
so I mean, that's a
for-
rare case.
it's
How
a
many
two-way thing.
gatesmen move from
There's
gates?
so many
gates?
one of them now that are I know drivers that have masters. I've met drivers that are BSc holders. I've met security guards that have risk certification. Some of them have worked in the bank. I've met them that have worked in the bank, that have worked as account manager in some organizations. But the lady will not even give that opportunity for this guy to even get to know the guy. The fact that gate man, that stigmatization is already there. That man, I can't go low with this guy. How can I date a gate man? It's already in the subconsciousness of most ladies.
So, and you're saying that in probably foreign cultures, that's not the case.
It's not there. It may be in a way, but I've seen in a lot of that. Let me see from their movies that we watch. Maybe the movie also portrayed the culture of
Definitely.
the people in a way. It's a culture in a way. So I've seen where it happens, and I also know from people that I have friends abroad that say, this I do this. This is my wife. She's an accountant. This is my wife. She's a journalist. This is my wife, and all that. But here it doesn't happen that way.
But it does, though. I mean, there are women, I personally won't, right? But there are women who would be willing to do that. Again, it's relative. It's
Most
all
times in
it's
Nigeria,
all
it's out of
relative.
desperation. If it ever happens in Nigeria, that means it's out of desperation.
Do you see that you're sort of what's
No,
the
I say
English
if
name?
it ever happened, that's that percentage, because
But
you said
it probably wasn't out of desperation. The lady may genuinely like the guy.
when most don't even give that child, it's already in their
So you
mind
say-
that it is out
so
of
you
it
say
in a
most.
way.
I've admitted I personally won't, but
Okay.
I know that there are people who are like purer in heart than I am, right? And it's not out of desperation. Yes, some people make those kinds of decisions out of desperation, but not everybody. And we can't use just the subset to define everyone. So going back to your question about if it's
Irresponsibility or the pressure
pressure. Everybody is under pressure. That's just the truth, right? Whether you are male or female, because
Whether you are
as a
married or
woman,
even
when you're
unmarried.
approaching a certain age or you're at a certain age, the questions keep coming.
Popping up.
People start getting worried, like, what's going on? Like you said, oh, this young man, you have a good job, blah, 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 but like, what's going on? And then on the side of the woman too, oh, are you being too picky? Or are your standards too high? You start getting all those kinds of questions. For me, I won't call it irresponsibility. I think when people set their priorities right, there are men that just probably have a goal, like, and also it's also like a different set of factors, different scenarios. So for some, it could be that, yes, they are serious at a certain point. They want to do this, and then they meet an unserious person, breaks their heart, and now they are this. I don't want to hear anything about relationship
guiding
or
their
whatever.
hearts
So
kind
there's
of.
that. Yeah, there are those ones that don't really know what they are looking for, and that's the truth. In fact, that's the truth for a lot of people, both male and female, right? So if you don't already have your standards, like, or what qualities you look out for in a man, that's one of two things that will happen. Is that you keep accepting any and everything that comes along. Why? Because you already didn't have your standard set, or you get into things that you see somebody and you just accept them, right? Because again, you didn't have your standard sets. It can lead to many different scenarios. Like, though it can be good, you could be lucky, and then the person just fits right in. You guys kick it off, or at the end of the day, he ends up being friends with benefits, gets friend zoned, a lot of other things like that. So I wouldn't call it irresponsibility, to be honest.
I was about asking something that sometimes can we say that we set some goals that just for the guy? You rightly said that probably the guy has a goal for himself, and the lady too has a goal. I'm not talking about. I'm just throwing it to an open
Scenario,
space
yeah.
that. Oh, I have a friend that says, when we were growing up, she says, my man must be 7 feet tall. He must have
Muscles.
muscles, he must have this, he must have that. Do you think those goals are realistic or unrealistic? Or do you think one should, as one grow older, one should look back and say, okay, I shouldn't just be looking at physical. If this guy has some of these qualities that I want, then I should go because there's always perfection and imperfection. What do you think?
I think that it's good to have your standards or the qualities that you look for in a man, but then they are unrealistic
Goals.
goals and qualities. And this goes both ways, to be honest. There are guys that will just decide that if she's not light skinned, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So even if they find a black woman who meets their other,
But there are so many light-skinned women, plenty everywhere, and there are so many black women everywhere. So what is it?
They
Is
are
it that
not
people
meeting
don't want
each
to be
other.
committed?
They are not. Some of them are not meeting each other.
How? If I go out there now, here I have a fair guy here looking at me over there. So if he's a lady, and there's a fair lady there. So if I want a fair lady, I will always get. So the thing with me now is
Mr.
that
Yinka,
I have
you're married.
an issue with.
Mr. Yinka, you're married.
Yeah, I am.
May I ask how long you've been married?
I've done about 14 now.
So the last time you asked a woman out was 14 or 15 years ago, because I don't know how long you and your wife dated. The
course.
dating scene today is so much different than whatever it is.
How?
I don't know if
Can
you're
you
talking to
educate me?
I don't know if you're talking to your single friends and
No, I
they're
have
telling
single
you
friends. I have.
are they telling
younger
you what
ones,
it is
nephews
like
and
that are
cousins.
single? Do they tell you their experiences and what it's like to date in today's world? Because it's not funny at all.
How is it different?
So
Okay.
this is a conversation, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. How is it different?
No, so this is a conversation. Many years ago, I think it was way easier to find somebody who you could connect with in terms of the options or the abundance culture in dating was not that profound. There were not this many
Options, choices.
dating apps, right? There were I think it was just easier to make a choice when it comes to the person that you want to be with. And people were not this toxic. They had not been this exposed to unrealistic
Too many
standards to look out for in a partner, right? So you had you meet your partner probably in church. Today, statistically, there are more single
cool.
ladies in church than men, single guys. And I'll give you a perfect example. Last year, my church organized a speed dating event, right? Should I give you the statistics of single ladies versus
I'm willing to
single guys?
listen.
I'll tell you. So I attended, my friend attended. It was about 200 ladies, and there were about 50 guys.
Wow, that's about 75%.
So when I tell you that in the dating scene,
But this percentage has always been there.
has it?
Yes, because even if you go to schools, you have more women in classes than men,
For some courses.
except engineering. And how many if you go to business studies or the financial, you see
No, they are.
populations.
I mean, we are moving away, but like it's again for gender in school, it's depending on the course. There are some courses that have more men than women.
Oh, that's why we're saying these choices. Why is it difficult? I keep hammering. Why is it difficult? There are more options. I think that before I got married, when I was dating, these options were not much, like you rightly said. But I think with the options, there should be more. It should be easier to make choices. Because
There are a couple of
you
things.
have the pool. The river is so wide, and you can just throw your net and just catch the fish as
It's
you
not
want.
that easy.
Or
So
the
first
fish
of
can
all,
be everywhere.
there is it's a build up. So I'm single. I'm willing to get in a relationship, a serious relationship with somebody that wants to also get in that same situation. But there are a couple of things that need to happen before we get to that level of purposeful, committed relationship. And I mean, I said it earlier because you've hammered on that question. And my response is, it dies in that casual dating loop where you start talking to somebody regardless of where you meet them from. Because again, I talk to people and it's true, people meet at different occasions. Somebody talked to me about how he attended, I think, 3 to 4 weddings last year. And in 2 of those weddings, he met
single ladies.
Yes, that he felt like, oh, okay, she's attractive. And I would like to, for one of them, he said he didn't date her because she stays in Lagos, but he stays in one look. He stays on the mainland and she stays on the island. And as far as it's concerned, that's long distance relationship. That's a scenario.
Mainland to island.
Yeah, for as far as he's concerned. And there are
visa.
many people that are like him. You'll be shocked. People that will say we have to either both stay on the mainland, and even if we're on the mainland, it has to be the proximity, right? And then the other one, I think he said he got with her, but she was not at that point ready for a serious relationship. And then he went to... So it's a myriad of reasons, different factors in play. You meet the person, you start talking to them, something just happens and you're like, okay,
let's look at something that came to my mind. Can structured dating reduce the emotional games?
This is my bread and butter. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Okay.
Because I've seen that gap, and to be honest, I won't say that I have it all figured out, like 100%. I'm still trying to, because I am like the proper case study. Right? When you ask these questions, I'm also looking at what's okay, Bimba, what is the actual problem here, right? And that's a question that I've gotten. You're working. Your character is not that bad. I don't think my character is that bad.
We have to be able to measure that. Okay, if I'm going to measure you from our conversation, maybe bad or not that bad. Maybe you are playing safe. But I think you are good.
Well, if we're looking at it from that perspective, this is our first date in quotes.
Yeah.
So you will not see the bad side yet. Till maybe the 3rd, 4th date.
Until I mash you.
Exactly.
Yeah, tell me more.
So, but yeah.
Or you'll be someone that will accommodate.
Yeah. So for me, right, we are looking at to answer your question on structured dating. Again, I made a comment earlier about how for some people it's ignorance. There are ladies and guys who have unrealistic expectations when it comes to the person that they want to date. Oh, he must be tall. Oh, he must be dark. He must be making... There are women that have said, if he's not making this number of millions per year, I don't want to have anything to do with him. So from our perspective, and I'm also looking at that being like an angle to say, you have this mindset, you have this thinking that you've picked up from wherever, because a lot of people get lessons on dating from social media
or from watching Korean movies.
Exactly. That's where most of these unrealistic expectations come from. So if you get to that level where you know that these are the things that I have, this 1 to 3 to 10 qualities that I look out for in a guy, but then you meet a guy who, when it comes to character, right, or some deal breakers, because if you're a Christian and a deal is your deal breaker is I can't date with somebody who is a traditionalist or who is a Muslim, or you're a Muslim and you're like no, so it's those kinds of things is easier, right? But when it comes to character, and physical character also should be a deal breaker. If this is somebody who is not consistent, I'll get to that. This is somebody who is not consistent. Like he tells you one thing today, you go there, you find something else tomorrow. Different. Do you really want to be with this person? Are you safe with that kind of person? And then when it comes to physical appearance too, do you want to measure it when you're saying, oh, she has to have big this and big that? Or are you looking inward to say, okay, beyond the physical, this is what what this is kind of quality that this person adds to my life, right? Because you also don't want to be with somebody that is just taking away from you in whatever area. So for us, or for me, structured dating, first of all, starts from changing people's mindset about what they think dating actually is. Like I said before, there's the casual dating, and then there's the
More
purposeful.
like a therapeutic
Yeah.
angle
So
to
thank
the
you.
lost
Because there's a
circle
lot of
experience.
there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of correction of mindsets that people need to have. Like there's my generation. I've spoken to people in my generation or in my age range who have gone through things, and because of that, they now have, this is the way I want to go. If it's not like this, I don't want it. And then there's the younger generation who, like you said, watch all these movies and see some things play out and decide that that's how. But then again, there's a structured way to do it, to say, okay, you can meet this person in real life at the casual dating stage. These are the things you should be talking about. These are the kinds of commitments you should be making. Like there are different things that's happening in the dating scene right now. There's ghosting, breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing really is when somebody doesn't really want to commit to anything. So they will give you small today, you feel loved and cherished, and then they disappear and then they come back again, right? It happens a lot.
And all this happen in what we call the talking stage. It's still the talking
Casual
stage.
yeah.
Where
So
someone is comfortable and it drags for that long without making any form of commitment.
No. So for me, at the casual dating stage, I would be comfortable talking to multiple people. But if you are now in a committed, purposeful relationship, it means you guys have had some deep level conversation. Probably your family knows him and the other way around. So if you're now still talking to multiple people at that point, it just means that you're an unserious person, or you don't know what you're doing, or you don't really want to be with this person that you say you're committed to, right? So, but again, many people don't even get to that level anymore these days. They just talk at that casual, and then they go back to the next person.
The circle continues. Okay. And these are like, let's say we're in our 20s. I think within that age range, the way people love is much more pure and natural within that age range. And but when you get to 30s and maybe 20,
Your
late
eyes have seen.
20s, so it's more intentional. Like I am intentional. But can we, if we look at it, are we going to say that this intentional, when it comes with this intentionality, my opinion, or our opinion, or some opinion, some people have said it that, okay, not my opinion, people have said that is more transactional than true love.
Okay. So connecting intentionality
Okay,
with
intentionality and transactional.
relationships.
These two things. Because now we are saying we want to be intentional. If I have looked at this person and I've dropped some of these so-called unrealistic goals that I have for the kind of woman that I want, do you understand? At the end of the day, I am not intentional. Will I not still, after getting married to this person, when I've done all the ceremony, all the whatever, and everybody's happy for me, will I not, in my secret places where nobody's there, be feeling or be hating this guy or be hating this woman and feel that she doesn't have this, he doesn't have this? And can that also be the cause of cheating and all that in a relationship?
Well,
At the end of the day,
that's a deep question. So
don't see it as a question. Just see it as
no, I
something
mean,
we should
yeah,
flow
yeah, yeah.
with.
I have a personal
Because it's a
experience.
reality.
No,
I'm
definitely
married now.
yeah.
And there are something I'll ask you here that might just be my personal experience.
No,
And I
so
might
the
just
question
look
you
and say,
just asked.
this woman where I'm married like this, I want to marry him. Or this guy where I'm married, I want to marry him. I would have stick to those my
What I wanted.
those my
Qualities.
You understand?
Okay. So starting from the beginning, what you're saying is actually very correct. There are, like I said, people who only find light-skinned women attractive, and now they found a black woman, but they're like, maybe light-skinned women have shown me shege. So right now, in fact, this is my experience, right? I met a guy last year through an intentional dating platform, and we went on 2 dates, right? Yeah, 2 dates. But I stopped talking to him, like, not like I stopped talking to him. I actually told him that we had to go our separate ways. Why? So from our casual
Conversations and
conversations,
engagements.
I asked those questions because, again, you don't want to be doing, hello, what did you eat today? How was how was work? Or tell me about your day. I mean, that's all cute and nice, but there are some level of conversations that you really should be having if you met somebody through an intentional, because it means, okay, you both are here for a reason. So
You
I had
already know
asked,
that
this
is where we are going.
Thank you.
It is intentional. We are getting married.
Yeah.
We are not here to play. Our sharing right.
So I had that question of what physical qualities do you like look out for in a woman? And he plain told me that his dating history was full of women that were light-skinned, right? And then made a statement to say, but light-skinned women had shown him shege, right? And that now he's just looking for a wife, and that he's no longer looking at skin tone,
Tones.
right?
That could be a change.
I mean, yes, I sort of
Genuinely.
believed him at that point, but not fully. Full disclosure. So yes, we got to talk more, and like I said, we went on those dates and everything. And he was somebody that liked you sending him pictures, like, oh, what did you put on to work today, and that kind of thing. So that happened, and then after a couple of weeks, say 4 to 6 weeks, there was a pattern, right? I'm a woman. I know that I'm good looking. But if you're in a casual dating stage with somebody and the person doesn't even compliment you, for me, that's a red flag. Because again, I have to find the person that I am with attractive.
Even if you are not dating the person, if you are good looking today, you were when you came in, you say,
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, there's that, right? And so there are those times when I know that, okay, yeah, I did put in the effort, and you're there today, and I'm not getting that comment.
No
I'm
comment.
also that kind of, okay, so like I said, we went on 2 dates. On both dates, he never made mention of, oh, I like what you're wearing, or you look good. And I was like, oh, your outfit looks nice. And he said, thank you. I mean, being polite in that context is you also saying, oh, you look good yourself.
So you wanted to,
at the very
even
bare
if you are not
minimum.
looking good, you can say, oh, babe, you could have put it this way.
Like feedback.
There is intentionality.
Feedback.
That,
thank
okay,
you.
I'm concerned about how you look, how you carry yourself, and all that.
Yeah. So now, that went on, and then a couple of other things happened in the mix in that period, and by the time I made up my mind, like, no, this is not the person this is not somebody I want to be with. I said, I broached the conversation, and I'm like, see, when we got together, I asked you this question of, do you find me attractive? And no, first of all, what kind of women are you typically attracted to? You told me. And then I asked you the question, are you attracted to me? And you said yes, right? Like on a very basic level. But we went to an event together. That's another scenario. And I got so many compliments. Oh my God, your dress is lovely, blah, blah, blah. We were there together. This person never said, oh, you look nice. And then only texted me like that same evening to say, oh, you looked good today. This was somebody that saw me in real life. Now, for me, communication is very key with whoever it is I'm trying to be with. I think that communication is something that is also should be key for any kind of relationship. So if you're not even able to muster the effort to say, oh, you look good, I mean, we had that conversation. I'm like, sorry, I don't think you're attracted to me, because I don't think it would be difficult for you to say, oh, you are attractive. If you see something that you like, even if it's food, you'll be like, Onja Ima, fine. This is something that you want. Exactly. So that was like a red flag for me.
already.
And then I ended it right there. Of course, not based off of that alone. There were other factors as well. But I'm just trying to use that as an example. If I had continued, I truly believe that if I had continued and gotten married to the guy and just said, oh, it doesn't matter, because I'm very, very self-aware, right? I know what I'm looking for and I know how I want to be treated. And so the cutting off part was not also the first time. I had mentioned it once or twice before to say, you never complimented me, you never, and then it didn't change. So this is something that I will now keep talking about or nagging about or now have to live with. So to answer your question, to be honest, it's a very big factor. If somebody is not attracted to you, fine. Attraction and even the emotion, love is not it's not all that a relationship should be based with, but it's also I think it's very important to get that out of the way so that you won't end up resenting the person or even go
hating the person
exactly.
for
So now
no-
you have married the person, but then you see a fair person outside, and this is the kind of person you are truly attracted to, and then you now fall in love with the person. So it's not even cheating. It's now carry your bag
it's a
and go.
more
I found the love of my
complicated-
life. So yeah.
No, away from conversation about light skin, dark skin, our skin, my color. Away from all that, we have a lot about social media now, the advent of social media, Instagram, Facebook, and all these platform apps that you live, a lot of people, especially guys, live larger than life. Do you understand? You can see somebody just saying, I just bought this building 2 days ago for 500 million. I just bought this car. I just have this my house, or someone in a club just spraying imaginary money. Do you understand? And has this actually created problem with choosing? Do you understand? Finding love or finding relationship. That's one. Secondly, has that also created more bottleneck with how we see things, how we perceive relationship, how our tastes and preferences have changed?
Okay. So I believe you're speaking to the fake it till you make it
In a way.
culture on Instagram where
Yeah, there are two ways to it. Maybe talk about this first before I go to the next question.
okay. So I mean, I get the context, and I don't know if I should say guys do it more. In fact, from the angle of the guys, I think I only found out that they do it very recently. It was more popular with the female gender, where you see a lady snapping with designer bags.
So you're saying that ladies has more fake
I think so.
on social
I mean,
media.
they are the real ones. Yeah, the ones that actually have now made it from faking it, or people who actually do have the money and they showcase their life like that. It started from real people anyway. People who did go shopping or got on private jets and live their lives. But then there was this thing of, because of that lifestyle that they portray on social media, there's a certain there are certain types of men that would want to approach them. Do you understand? Because if I see you flying private jets and only ever wearing or carrying designer things,
bags.
I will look at my pocket before I will approach you as a guy, right? So now there's that thing of, and then I think it probably started from the female before it now switched, where the guys, because there are ladies that will see a guy living a certain lifestyle and they have generational wealth or their own money and be like, okay, this is the kind of guy that I want to be with. So I really think it started from the female gender, where they are pushing a perception of this is who I am and this is my lifestyle, and if you can't maintain
Measure up
these
with that.
exactly, then don't even come close. And I mean, men have fallen for that, right? Because now if you come and talk to me, it means you already know the kind of standard of life I live. You must keep up with it. You can't come in and then say, if I say, oh, I want to go to Bali, or I want to go and celebrate my birthday with my friends in Paris, and then you say, no, I don't have the money. It's not going to happen because you saw that this is how I was living. So I think that the people that fall in those kinds of trap are like each other. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Because if you're a guy showing that you are in the club, throwing money everywhere, or buying the most expensive bottle that night, or snapping in front of a G-Wagon, and this is what you're showing on Instagram, or carrying bills of dollar words and saying this is my lifestyle, it's somebody that wants to get into that kind of scene that would also be attracted
it's more
to
like
you.
they are choosing partner, or they are choosing. It's more like choosing lifestyle instead of choosing
The person,
the partner.
right? So
Yeah.
you're attracted to what's the potential the person has to offer. Like, oh, this is this person's lifestyle. If I get into, because they're single, if I get into their life and they're my partner, I will also now start living that kind of life. I would really like to see scenes where in reality you get close to the fake life person and discover that, oh, this person
guy is fake.
really didn't doesn't have all
Yeah,
these
but-
things and was just faking it. I guess they will just, I don't know, maybe keep up with it or whatever. People get in debt, right? Renting these things, going into renting a private jet and just snapping inside. They are not going anywhere. All they are paying for is, I want to do a photo shoot with a glass of champagne and my designer bag and show that, ooh, I'm going for a party or whatever, but that's not really what's happening. So they pay, and then the people who feel like this is their life and they want to get into that scene also get into it. I think there's like not so many people that are in that
That space.
space,
There are a
or
lot
maybe
of them
I'm the
now
one
on
that
Instagram, or a lot of them.
exactly.
Okay,
So
but let's now look at soft life. How does it affect relationship? That's soft life. Genuinely, I'm a soft life person, and I can fund the lifestyle. So how does it affect relationship? For example, the lady is already okay. She likes soft life.
please, what's soft life? Let's start from there.
Okay, soft life now is like anything. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want
I want
to
to
stress
wake
myself.
up in one country and then
I
go to
want
bed in the other one.
Yes, I want to enjoy my life, do what I want with money. Its availability is there, so I don't want to stress myself on anything. I'm not ready to probably like build with someone, ready to struggle.
You want
with anyone.
ready-made.
Soft life. I'm already living my soft life
Okay, and you want somebody else that will continue
in that
sponsoring
manner,
your
something
life.
like that.
Well, to be honest, I think that it can be an illusion, and I think it also just ties back to that the previous thing we talked about, portraying that this is your lifestyle when it's not.
No, but this is his lifestyle.
I think that
or this is our
to
lifestyle.
be honest, I think that soft life is I don't know, maybe it's just a bubble. Maybe it's not real. Because everybody wakes up in the morning, brushes their teeth. Like you go to the toilet and you use the toilet. So soft life is just, I think, a construct that we came up with to say, oh, okay, if it's not done in this particular way, then you're not living the soft life. And we've heard that a lot of, even for couples, whether in relationship or married couples, that come to show you the good parts of their lives, to say, okay, this is how we make breakfast in our family, or this is how I stock my fridge for the month. We've learned that some of those things are not even real. Right? I think it should get to a part where we are very where we decide to say, I don't want to base my life off of what is being shown on social media, because social media is largely not real. Those people only will show you the good parts of their relationships or their marriages or whatever. They will not get into the part where they're having argument. I mean, there's that niche as well who will say, oh, I'm having an argument with my
There
husband.
will always be those kind of
I don't
things. Even
think-
siblings have arguments. So
Yeah, so
it's a
soft
cultural
life
thing about
is
life
that
generally.
thing where you are only looking at it from the positive light of, oh, okay, this is how I wake up in the morning, and this is how I do this, and this is how I do that, and men spend on me, or my woman buys me PS5. You don't know what is actually happening in the background,
Behind the
right?
camera,
So
behind the
again,
lights.
like I said, if you want to live your life, have a mind of your own, have a standard of what your life should be. It shouldn't be based on what you're seeing on social media. That's what I will say about that.
So for your for Lush Circle now, let's get personal. I want to get personal with you. So for Lush Circle now, what do you intend to do differently from what the other apps have failed? Do you understand? Or maybe it's not an app, the other people organizing events or partnership for dating. Okay, there's something I remember. I watch a couple of shows on Instagram, on TV, on YouTube where you have the line of 5 men and the guy comes and say, yeah, not your hair is not fine. That is why I'm not. Your shoe is
Pop the balloon.
Yeah, stuff like that. How realistic is that? First of all, and secondly, how is it different from what Lush Circle is giving to the single guys and single ladies out there?
I mean, so I think what you're talking about is Pop the Balloon and
Yeah,
the variations of it.
yeah,
Where
so many of it.
Yeah,
Some
there
of
are
them
five
looks
ladies.
real, but I mean, how real can
Well,
that be?
we're in a digital age, right? So it's possible that they are staged, and it's possible that some of them are real, right? So I won't dispute what they are doing and possible outcomes of that. But no, that's not what Lush Circle does. That's not what we are about, right? So, like I mentioned earlier, we had a speed dating event last year, and as an outcome of that event, we went back to the drawing board because it wasn't really going to work with the initial structure that we had, right? So what we are doing at the Lush Circle is, I mean, we had a target at the beginning of the year to say that we had a number of people that we wanted to meet their purposeful partners, go beyond the casual dating stage and possibly even get married, right? So the Lush Circle is for beyond you being intentional, you should have a mindset of getting to the commitment stage.
Not just
right?
talking stage.
Exactly. Not just talking stage or, oh, I'm talking to 5 people or 10 people, blah, blah, blah. So the structure of how it works at the Lush Circle and how we're trying to close it out. First of all, away from the dating apps, come and talk to people, right? In
Physical.
in real life. So I tried to do it even on my page. I did something really crazy last year where I had this cardboard that says, I wrote on it, looking for a husband, and I took it. I went through Obalende to Ikoyi. I was just carrying it up and down, like to show people that you can actually. I mean, it was social media sensational. People, and I got the reactions of people like, "Is this person crazy? What is she about?"
It's more like a kind of a social test or social
Yeah,
reality.
to say, okay, what, like, is this something that people
I
would
think I saw something similar. Maybe.
maybe it was me. Maybe it was me, right? But yeah, the Lush Circle is about coming out and seeing this person. I've been in a talking stage with somebody who, when I saw him in real life, had really bad mouth odor. And he was so sweet on the phone. But like, I couldn't tell him because, again, I had just started talking to this person. I didn't think it was my place to come and be saying sorry. The reason why I can't go ahead with this is, so I would never have found out about that if we didn't meet in person, right? There's like a certain level of body language that you read with people when you see them in real life. For us at the Lush Circle, we are saying, okay, even come out at that first stage and meet this person and talk to them, get a sense of the kind of person that they are, right? And then from that conversation, you can determine to say, oh, okay, I want to see this person again or not. It's perfectly okay. So this is beyond reading the profile and swiping to go to the next choice. You are now, when we're talking about the speed dating setting, you're now moving from talking to this person in real life to talking to this person in real life. And we are facilitating it to say, okay, now you've spoken to all these people. Do you, because we're now doing it in a more curated form. For our first event, we just gave an age range, told people to register, they came and then they all left. But it's now going to be more structured where there's a form I have on my Instagram page. You click on it, you register to join the community. It has your information of your age range, the age range of the kind your
The kind of-
potential
of
partner, right? And that's the only information we are collecting, because again, we're also trying to say we are not an app. We are a real life. So the
physical,
only
you
thing we're
meet the
using,
person.
what we're using that data for is to say, okay, this is sort of like the profile of the person that we have that is in the age range of the potential person that you're looking for. Are you open to coming to see this person in real life? We'll never exchange any information of that person with you until you've seen
And you
him or
met that
her.
person.
You've met the
So
person.
you can choose. It will be your choice, not that we are already streamlining what to select for
So
you. There.
another problem from just talking to people that have discovered, especially men, that they have with the dating culture today, I spoke very lightly on it earlier, is how, in terms of economic factors, men are tired of going on first dates that will not lead anywhere.
It's an investment.
So, like, do you want to go on? And
It's-
in
it's
Lagos is
shopping.
expensive.
It's window shopping.
Exactly. So Lagos is expensive. If you want to take somebody out, or if you want to go out on a date today in Lagos, even if it's for pizza, you won't spend anything less than 50,000 naira. And then because it is you, there's been those debates of and then there's the entitlement of some women who will say, if you're taking me out on a date, send me the dress I'm going to wear, send me my transport, or
Because of
order
course for the lady
Uber.
too. Do you know the time the lady spend? We don't put time as a cost.
It is.
It's a lot of cost.
Yeah.
For us, for some people, their time. So if you say, I want to have a date with you as a lady or the guy, both coming, that time, who is paying for that
It's
time?
something that they
we
would
should
have
also
been
factor
spending
into.
doing something else.
And
I
the lady
mean,
is like, you want to come and waste my time? Okay, don't worry, you pay for the time you're wasting too. So can we look at it from that perspective?
but
too?
can we look, for me, right? Because again, I'm learning. I won't say that I have it all figured out. When I listen to that guy talk about his experience and why he's experiencing what I now call dating fatigue, of I've gone out with this person, or we've been talking. And again, that's why most people don't also get out of the casual talking stage, because they are talking to you, they're like, okay, let's go. And then the guy wants to probably talk because he doesn't want to go and spend money. I've heard guys say, why will I go out and spend money on a date when it will probably not work out? How many women will I spend money on before I now find the one? Right? So at the Lush Circle, and just on how we are taking care of that, we have what you look like in terms of your profile. And then on the other end, we have these other women who are also so instead of going on one date or 5 dates and spending 250k, using 50k as the average amount you spend on a date, why don't you come to this setting where you meet 5 women, you don't spend up to 250k, and then there's a good chance you will actually meet somebody that you want to talk to again, right? Now, in terms
And it
of
can lead to somewhere.
exactly, so in terms of structure, we are looking at it from the perspective of, okay, now you've come on this date. If you both decide, because on a speed date, you can say, oh yes, I want to talk to Bimbo again, but Bimbo says, oh no, I don't like his vibe, I don't want to see him again. So for that one, it's not a match. But if you say, I want to talk to Bimbo again, and Bimbo says, oh, I also want to talk to him again, that's a match. And then what we do is now let both parties know to say, okay, you met this person on this speed date, they are willing to see you again. And then before, what we did was exchange the contacts, for our first event. But now we're looking at it from a perspective of, in terms of seriousness, we will organize the second date with, I haven't entirely figured out how that is going to work yet. You've spoken about something that the time investment. Then on the side of the man, it's also financial investment, right? So for this second date, how do we want to put it? Are we saying they should split the bill 50-50? Should the man pay 100%? Should the man pay higher and the woman pays? Like, it's just a lot of things that you have to consider, because I'm trying to
I can turn back the hand of time so that this kind of, can we pay 50-50 or pay small?
No, there are women that would never, because for our speed dating events, everybody pays, right? And I got feedback from women that will be like, because I want to go on a speed date and meet guys, I will not pay, God forbid.
It's a matter of choice, and things are also
Exactly.
changing.
Different opinions, right? So then I'm like, no, if a man likes me, he should approach me. I don't have to go to a speed date. I mean, this was a younger person. So, but for somebody in their 30s who wants to be intentional, they will be more
Who
open
have
to
more experience, have seen
doing
life
this
from
kind
a
of thing.
different
So yeah,
perspective about life.
yeah, in terms of structure and how we're trying to differentiate from what you have out there, first off is to abandon the apps, come out in real life and talk to human beings, right? Talk to people, get a sense of what they are like. And then now from that, build up to what can this lead to. So yeah, I like this person physically. She looks attractive, he looks attractive. And then I like her perspective because it's a speed date. It's just maybe at most 5 minutes that you get to talk to this person. In that 5 minutes, we can guide you to say these are the kind of questions you should ask. It gives you a sense of how this person thinks, right? And then you can, in that short conversation, decide, oh, okay, this person sounds like a reasonable person, or oh, this one just likes to talk about. I got that kind of feedback from the one we had, and ladies were like, this guy just liked himself and was only talking about himself. So like, those are all the factors that we put in place, and like that's what our structure looks like right now to guide people to getting into meaningful committed relationships.
So as we begin to wind down, it's been an interesting conversation. I have learned so much from you. And finally, will you say it's these options? Are you going to say is a curse or a blessing? Having so many options, is it a curse or a blessing? Finally, looking at the overall conversation that we had, these options, so many choices.
I think that it can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a curse and it can be a blessing,
How?
right? Well, for what we have right now, where there's a lot of single people,
Yeah.
right? Like AY rightly mentioned earlier, that in Africa there's like 70% that Africa has 70% youths
Youths.
of people whose ages are below or around 30, right? So we should have more people that will be interested and just wanting to get into committed relationships. To have this option should be a blessing. Why? Because you have all these people that you can choose from, and just my pastor mentioned it in church like some weeks ago, where he was like, I don't know why it's so difficult for you people to choose. In those days, you just come to your pastor and say, Pastor, I found my wife, and then we join and you go. And I'm like, Pastor, just like I said to you earlier, it's not that simple anymore. And that was like the chorus response we get, and he was like, why can't it be as simple as it was?
Just like I want to follow up with what your pastor said. In those days, the father and mother can just say,
this is who I wanted. We have done family background check.
You will love over time. The love will grow over time. But why can't that be happening nowadays?
Again, there's a lot of factors in play, right? So it's a curse today because I think maybe the checks that existed before are not so there anymore. Like I said jokingly, it could be your parents saying we know his family, we know her family, or there are even some families that will be like, in their family they used to die young. All those, like, everybody knew everybody, but now you're meeting somebody on social media, you don't know the kind of costs that exists. And I mean, this is just talking from
go to churches or go to mosque or go to events.
There are many single people in church. many single.
You are dodging
people
this question.
I'm not, right? So in terms of whether it's a blessing or a curse, it's a blessing if you are in that stage where you've made up your mind to say that I'm ready for something real. This is you. But it takes two people. So in my space, I am ready. But what's happening with these choices that seem to exist? Are they ready? You can meet people that are actually crazy, and when you listen to them talk, it's a whole lot to take in. I've listened to guys that are ready, And I can tell from just the conversation with this person that this person doesn't like women. It's like, oh, women are too this and women are too that. And his perspective and the way he talks about women is just that, no, this is not the kind of person I want to get with, right? So even though the choices are so many, what is the quality of what is out there? There are 10 single men or 20 single men here. Okay, so I want to choose one of them, and you start talking to them. What exactly is inside? Right? So it's not just about the physical outlook or the number, it's about the quality. If there's a certain quality you're looking out for and it's not there, then it's a swing between whether it's a blessing or a curse. But if you do find the person who is at that same wavelength as you, and you both can make it work on many different levels, then you are blessed.
This is really deep for me. And I'm sure it's deep for the viewers out there. Thank you so much, Ms. Abimbola.
Thank you for having
the
me.
curator of Lush Circle, for coming around and sharing your thoughts, your deep thoughts, just like my deep breath, with our viewers out there. My name is Olayinka Alunge, and I'm your host on the LAC the podcast Inspiring Elevated Living. Please like if you have enjoyed this edition. If you have enjoyed what Ms. Abimbola shared with you, please like, share, and comment. This is where we call it a day. Thank you.